Southeast Texas Weekly, brought to you by the Modern Vein Surgery Institute at Privity Clinic for Surgical Care.
And we're back on Southeast Texas Weekly. I'm Kevin Steele. Great to have you with us. Time to talk politics here on Weekly, as we do every 2 weeks. And joining us to do so, some of the greatest folks you'll ever want to find. Michael Lindsay with Lindsay and Parsons is joining us once again.
Good to be here, Kevin.
Good to see you, sir. Also, Jeff Lewis, GOP Precinct Chair.
Hey, rocking it as always.
To his left. And W.L. Pape, Beaumont City Councilman.
Great to be here,
left.
Kevin. Thank you.
Good to see you, gentlemen. Lots of big names in the news. Hillary Clinton, Ted Cruz, Rick Santorum in the news. Let's start with Hillary Clinton. A judge ruling that there is going to be kind of a rollout, a regular rollout of the emails that Hillary Clinton, in her personal accounts, made, and the exchanges that she had by way of email that she did not release at the end of her State Department term as secretary. And now a judge is ruling that she will have to turn those over. But not only that, she'll have to roll them out every 30 days, a new batch of emails. Is this problematic for a presidential candidate of any kind? It is certainly problematic for Hillary Clinton.
No, I don't think it's going to be a problem for Hillary at all, and I think she'll flourish having an opportunity to be front page news, nightly news every 30 days, and she'll make the most of it. The emails have been sanitized. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of fun reading there.
Sanitized? What is he talking about?
What?
Jeff Lewis, the emails have been sanitized. Does this sound sinister in some way?
Just the fact that you have to say they've been sanitized tells you something, right?
Well, he means, how do you, I'll give you a chance to clarify your meaning.
Her emails went through a presidential server, and there are hundreds or thousands of emails that were deleted before they were turned over. So there shouldn't be a smoking gun in there.
In theory, will relate to the Benghazi matter, as the Secretary of State engaged in the Benghazi matter where American lives were lost. W.L. Pate, your thoughts on this matter of the email release?
Well, I think it's fascinating that of all the people that gets to go through and decide, well, which one of these emails am I going to let the people of the United States see, when every single thing that I'm doing on a government computer should be available to them. If I'm doing city business and you want to see what I emailed to Angie Thomas, the city secretary, or to Kyle Hayes, you can go down there and say, hey, I want to know on this date what WL sends you. And there it is. Mm-hmm. And for Hillary to think that I don't have to do that, of course, that's not new. She's always had that kind of, I'm on a different level than everybody else. I mean, she managed, after she was dead broke leaving the White House, she managed to put together a program of, if you'll pay me a couple $100,000, I'll come by and talk to you for 45 minutes, which is a good job if you could get it.
I want that job.
Well, I'll put you in for it. Or $10,000 that she paid Sid Blumenthal, who President Obama said, don't hang out with this guy.
Take off your partisan hat, if it's even possible, Jeff Lewis, for one brief moment, and tell me, for goodness sake, official Washington has this problem all the time. They don't turn over their documentation at the proper times. They don't turn in their emails. Is this any worse, what we're seeing from the Secretary Clinton office, than any general
I would like someone to just
city?
call it what it is. It's illegal, what she did. I saw an interesting article by just an ordinary soldier sent an article. I can't remember the source. I want to say it was Wall Street Journal or something, but mailed it in and said, look, flat out, this is what would happen to me if I'd done the exact same thing. Okay, he would have been looking for at least a minimum 10 to 20 years, wouldn't have been able to work anything besides a Waffle House. Not saying Waffle House ain't bad, but, I prefer a hot.
Ask Kevin if the word Rosemary Woods in 18 minutes mean anything, and why President Nixon's not the president.
You do know you're mic'd up, right?
Oh, I do. Okay. Right. We call that a humorous interlude.
Yeah, that's the interlude. Carly Fiorina campaigning against Hillary this week and campaigning on this matter, abusing her poll numbers. And she said that some of the poll numbers around America. She says, people want to know, are your words and your actions consistent, and are they consistent over time? And so I think, she says, when 82% of the American people now believe there's a professional political class more interested in preserving their own power than taking care of the American people, blah, 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 you've got a problem. That is how Carly Fiorina, the Republican candidate, is campaigning seemingly in South Carolina directly at Hillary Clinton. Does she have a point? Is there a fatigue of the professional political class in America today, in your view?
I like Carlene. I think she's a very smart person. I think generally the American public would support term limits. I think we're tired of professional politicians, and I think we can't wait for Jeb Bush to enter the presidential race to have another Bush.
He slipped on that, said he was running for president
He's a
when he's
great
not running
lawyer.
for president.
Hey,
He spun that right around. He's a great
did I
lawyer.
mention
What-
Jeb Bush?
Can I ask a question on this?
Yeah.
Since I took off my purse and handed
Of
it
course,
to you.
yeah. You no longer have
I'll
the hat.
take a shot at my own party on this. Why the crap are some of these people running for president?
Why are they?
I mean,
Because
for real.
it's a free country and anybody can run for anything.
Anybody
Provided
I mean,
Right.
some of
they're
these
not a
guys are like
felon.
on the Dennis Kucinich level of running for president. I'm just saying they shouldn't be there.
Provided they're not a felon before they enter. Now, some become felons after
Well,
they enter politics.
that's a whole other
Sadly,
story.
Sadly,
that happens.
You know, but no, one of the things that we need to keep in mind, you know, Carly Fiorina ran a international company, you know, and I'm assuming that all the women that she paid doing the same job pretty much got paid the same as the men.
You mean it was like
How-
based in Texas and then it was
Equal
based
pay,
outside
equal
elsewhere?
work.
Yeah, but if you look and see what Hillary has said about equal pay, she's never paid the women the same she's paid the men, nor has President Obama. I don't know
There
how
were
it can
those
be an
stats out
issue.
there. What do you make of it? And we talked about some of this in a previous broadcast, but what do you make of that? That Hillary Clinton, while campaigning on the idea of equal pay, equal work, has not paid her staffers in an equitable manner.
This is the first time I've heard that Hillary's staffers haven't been paid in an equitable manner and they're paid less than anybody else.
No, less than the males.
I've not heard that.
No, but it's, you know, if I say it, Mike, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. You know,
And on that
and
note,
the thing is, and
the
if
oracle of
President
hate.
Bush did it, I'd say the same thing about him too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know that that's the facts about President.
Hey, I'm all
Bush.
for women to make more money. I would love to see my wife make more money. It'd be awesome.
Especially
That's
your
right.
wife.
Feel
Stop
free to
working.
give her a raise.
We're going to continue in just moments with talk of Rick Santorum this week in the news and more right after this.